And he's opening that gap up over a second now.
Yeah, no, Terry's gonna have to push like a madman. Yeah.
Teddy needs to pull back half a second here to get to DRS.
Yes, but Mills, or just Buckle's battery is flat.
They both of them.
And Terry has to do something miraculous to get back into that DRS now.
If he can get he needs a 10th through this corner. If he can get it, does he get it? It's close. Oh, he just missed it. And that's, I think, should be that. Both of them have got next to no battery left.
Yeah, no, Terry doesn't have the DRS. Even with that 0-0, it's not gonna be enough.
Nah, you know yeah, he's clawing back some of that, little bit of that time with his lower, with his lower downforce setup, but he's not going to be able to pull it back now, unfortunately.
Oh,
fantastic effort, though.
Yeah. No, he did well. He did well. Just sorry, he made that one mistake. That's the thing. One mistake could cost you everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially in these races where it's so close, and DRS is so powerful in this game, and slipstream, that if you in these, you've got to really use it correctly and at the right times.
Yeah.
So you could see Odgis's his game tactic the first 2 laps was try and break the DRS. When he realized he couldn't break the DRS, he sat behind Teddy, turned his battery off, and recharged for a second attack. You know, so well played.
And that should be it. Yeah, there we go. Odgis Buckle takes the checkered flag to win the race, and also the best out of 3. So next
best
up
out of 3,
will be the gold finals. A revisit to last week where Odgis Buckle and Turbo faced off in the semi-final, and due to some unfortunate circumstances, they're gonna actually face off in the final, which is gonna be brilliant.
Yeah, so that's that. So is that that round over? Eh? So now we're looking at Odgis versus Turbo up next.
Yep. Yes.
And that's the best of 5.
Best of 5, yeah.
Woo! Here we go. Here we go. Rematch from last week.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, these two are super fast. I think between them, they've won just about every single informal season. Every championship that's been running. I'm not sure who's got more between them. I think maybe Turbo.
Yeah.
So these short sort of sprint races, they are on another level. I'll be honest, when I saw the table come out and I saw that Turbo and Odgis were drawn on the same side and they weren't going to make the final together. Yeah, I thought, yes, that would have been a great grand final if they were together, but anyway, it's turned out.
Madam, should we try and get you in again? Okay. Sounds good. Yeah,
Mm.
that's gonna
Do you
be
want
interesting.
to, because of the fact of this, do you want to jump into a PlayStation party, Jean, so that people can hear you, or?
Yeah, the thing is just Eddie Molam is on PC, but Eddie Molam, do you want to run the podcast with Teddy then? And then myself and Boot can just do that way, so that we have more than one commentator for his channel. Okay. Okay, awesome. So yeah, to the stream, thank you. I'm out for now, but yeah, if you wanna check the race, you're more than welcome. I put the link in the comments as well, and then we'll also do highlights like Eddie Molam said. Yeah. See you
Perfect.
guys.
Yeah, I'll send you an invite, John. Like Eddie,
Cool.
catch you soon, man.
Yep. Cheers. Cheers.
Hello? Oh, I don't have much expectation, to be honest. I'm just gonna crash into him again.
Hello. Hello, good sir. How you doing? No stress? I mean, I actually got a taste of racing against like a high tier athletic competitor, as Danny Ricciardo would put it, because like athletes sweat and stuff. So I was sweating the entire 2 races that I raced.
Um, I thought Spa was gonna be pretty close, and it was until Teddy made the mistake. But yeah, Spa was the only one I was not too confident about.
It means I have a lot of work to do to catch up to them. So, yeah.
No, because he knows more about the F2 than I do, I think. So, just keep doing what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually quite nice that what's gonna happen there. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. Yeah. So right now we're just waiting for Emil to get back, and then we'll end up starting the next race, or the next setup, or the finals actually, the gold finals. Okay. So when I was coming down the Camel Straight down Spa, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna lick the stamp and send it. And yeah, I think I actually did it twice or once, not too sure. I can't quite remember that far back, but yeah. Then try to maintain the pace after that. So yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is actually like a eye opener as well, considering like normally I'm racing against people that once they overtake me, I have a chance next lap in a DRS zone to overtake them again and basically have like either a battle or not, or like strategy comes into play with like the pit stops and stuff. But racing against Emil, it's just like within a lap he can pull out like he can clear DRS. So like yeah, it's actually, and also looking at the lines that he takes, his braking points, and the speed that he can carry through corners just means that, you know, I have a lot more things to work on to get up to that pace, and there is obviously a lot more room to do it, to improve, because if he can do it, then I can do it as well. Yeah. Yeah, he is actually one of our, and even Boot as well is also on controller as well. So, so I think it just comes down to your natural racing instinct at that point as well. Knowing what to do, when to accelerate, when to brake, when to turn, how much power the car can handle from the accelerator pedal or your R2 button when you like take in the corner as well. Because I know turbo and boot races with like zero assist apart from ABS.
I'm just here for the background noise, don't just ignore me. I don't know anything about racing. I just know Red Bull and Verstappen, that's it. The end.
Well, you happen to be in luck because Arjus Buckle Emil Claassen is actually he's white, and he was living in the Netherlands, so
Oh, cool. I'm playing
Yeah.
Fortnite, so I'm literally just here for like background noise.
okay.
And waiting for Nikhil to like come on when he's done.
Okay. Do we want to start the gold race? The gold race here, season championship, whatever. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. No stress. I'll move a meal across and then we can start. Okay. Cheers, Emil. Good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Okay. He's gone.
Why did he leave?
I just moved him across to the racing channel.
Why?
So he can talk to his competitors while he's racing. I just lost and got knocked out now, so
Oh,
I'm part of the losers club.
shame. You're with me, so it's always the losers club.
Oof.
Oof.
I understand him. I think it's going to be tight going forward now, because we saw what happened last week between these two as well. When tensions do rise and it's coming down to like the final race, and if they are level on points or wins, there will be fireworks on track. Yeah. Okay, so we just started up the qualifying for race number 1. We are just about to enter sector 2 now, so it looks like Turbo is currently in the lead by like 1 or 2 tenths. But I do know Emil is quite fast in the second sector here. So we're just about to see the sector splits coming up. Yeah, Turbo is ahead by like a few tenths. And actually Turbo keeps the lead throughout sector 2 as well. Emil has a tad bit of oversteer, which obviously is slightly unsettles his car. Yeah, Turbo is actually going to get the pole. Unless Emil has a ridiculous straight line. He does pull up pole. He saved his DRS for the big straight. He pulled out pole from like the last like 100 meters of the track. Yeah, Emil gets pole by like a tenth, literally 1/10 of a second. One tenth. Yeah, literally 1/10. So it looks like Emil has gone for the low downforce setup on this track, because he clawed back all his time lost, because he has 2.5 tenths down coming out of the final corner onto the final straight, and then he pulled back all that time on the straight. But also there's a bit of tactics from him, because he didn't use his battery throughout the track. He had his battery set on medium throughout the entire qualifying track. And when he came out the final corner, he just dumped his entire battery. And they just thought, oh, Emilius goes wide. But he maintains his advantage coming down into sector 2. Yeah, he maintains his advantage. So this is going to be a DRS game now between these two through the rest of this race, or race number 1. Brazil. Yeah, it's sun's out, guns out. Turbo, I've noticed Turbo has issues with traction. This track, I noticed it not qualifying as well, and I'm seeing it now in the race. Turbo is having to use his ERS out of traction zones to maintain pace with Emil. While Emil is not really using his ERS at all. Turbo's ERS is empty at the end of the first lap. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. They are halfway through sector 2, and Turbo's ERS is still only on 20%. Meanwhile, Emil's on 70%. No stress. Yeah. Yeah, even the Turbo has ERS. He's not making much time, so it just shows how much of a low downforce setup Emil is actually running. Again, throughout the second DRS zone as well, Turbo is not making up pace. Yeah, we only made up half a tenth on Emil on the second straight. While dumping his batteries again on 20%. Still Emil first, Turbo second. Turbo is behind by half a second. Yeah, so they are on lap number 3. They come up to the final straight of lap number 3, so they're going to start the 4th lap now. And Turbo is still behind by half a second. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so in turn number 5, Emil just had a slight bit of a slide, which brought Turbo back to 2.5 to 3 tenths behind. So it's not over yet in lap number 4. Turbo has been saving up his battery throughout the last lap. He brought his battery up to 57%, 55%. So looks like the last lap we might get some fireworks between these two. Yeah, coming up to the final straight now. Yeah, Turbo is actually 4 tenths behind, 3.5 tenths, 3 tenths, 2.5 tenths. Turbo setting himself up for an overtake on the final lap. There's going to be a do or die move coming up. I sense that now between these two. Yeah. 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 Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, we are starting the final. We're starting the final straight now. So let's see. Emil is on 40%. Turbo is on 40% battery. So the DRS zone is coming up right now, and it's ooh. Did Turbo just win this? No, Turbo is second. I want to see the time difference because they literally crossed the line side by side. They crossed the line side by side. I'm waiting to see what the time. It was 11,000th of a second that separated Emil from Turbo. Emil wins the first race by 11,000ths of a second. So that's race number 1. We still have 4 more races like this. Yeah. 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 I think I think Emil has a low downforce setup for this track as well, if I'm not mistaken. So if I remember correctly, during when I got knocked out of Q3 on this track this weekend or last week, or a long time ago, his top speed here was actually very high. It was close to mine actually. I think he was at 340 or something. So he does have a low downforce setup for here. So let's see how that works out for him throughout Vegas's long straights. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Yeah, so we just had a small server issue. So Emil just got kicked out of the server, so I'm gonna have to recreate it. Yeah, this is EA lobbies, everyone. Hmm. Even even Matrix as well. Hmm. But that's the thing though. Everyone knows what's going. I don't think there's not. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't think they're gonna sell a lot, for 2025, because I know a lot of people are saying that if the game comes out with the same kind of content again, like what this year's game came out with, a lot of people are not gonna get it. Yeah. Yeah, but even like Arava made a big video talking about what kind of state this game is in and how broken it is. Yeah, so we're still waiting for players, yeah. So we just started the server again and we started again. So let's see how it goes. Hmm. A lot of times, yeah, a lot of times these guys are like, we are neighbors, legit neighbors, because like trying to connect to someone in Joburg while you're living in Joburg, or trying to connect to someone in Cape Town while you are living in Cape Town. So even when we have our informal nights as well, we still can't connect to each other. Hmm. The same thing happened to Raggy in Baku. So we had a discussion in the groups as well. So the car in front of him had a 3-second penalty. He finished 1.7 seconds behind. So obviously, like, in that case, the car in front obviously should have finished behind him because of the penalty that he had. But the game didn't add a 3-second penalty to his time. So it's like it's issues like that as well that also affects the game. And if you're done with qualifying with Emil edging Turbo out by 10th, again catching up and gaining all his time down the straights again as well. So Emil does have a rocket ship of a car. Yeah. So qualifying has been completed and we're going into the race now. Yeah. Let's hope for EA's sake this round actually goes well. And we have 5 red lights and away we go. A very, very long hold again. Emil gets a very nice get where he catches Turbo napping. Turbo was napping on the starting. Yeah. Okay, so Turbo destroyed, finished his battery down the start finish straight. Oh yeah, down the first set of straights, and he overtook Emil. I think he caught Emil napping there because Emil would. I didn't think Emil thought that Turbo would try to overtake on that straight, but Turbo did to go for the overtake and absolutely finish his battery. Emil is sitting with 100% battery, Turbo is sitting on 60%. So yeah. Now we're coming to the long back straight up the track. Emil keeping stable and letting his low downforce setup do the work for him. He's not using his battery at all. It's very smart. Both drivers have turned off the ERS because they know what's coming up. Yeah, both drivers turned off the ERS and started coasting down the end of the main straight.
Oh, he left. And he's back.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, I see both drivers. I just eat it up in the Discord server. Both drivers are actually lifting off the accelerators because no one wants to be the first car on the DRS straight. Emil is driving around with. Yeah. Emil is driving around with his ERS 10 completely off because he does not want to overtake Turbo. Oh, now he turns it back on the. Okay, Emil is gonna get DRS down the straight now, and now he's turning on his battery. Turbo turned off his battery because he's not fighting this. He's keeping his battery on 100%. He's saving for the next time. This track is going to be a DRS chicken track. Yeah. The track design is not my favorite because it's a street circuit and I have a strong bias against street circuit. The only thing that makes it entertaining is that very long straight where I think the designers have thought through thoroughly because the track in itself is bland. Is very bland, but if you only take that long straight into account, that's where all the overtakes are going to happen. That's what makes the track entertaining. But it's not a fun track to drive. There's no elevation changes, there's no cambered corners or anything. It's just it is a street circuit. So like the road is level. Yeah. Baku has character because in Baku you basically have two circuits in one. You can either choose to run your car in low downforce for the straights or high downforce for the corners. So you get the best of both worlds in Baku, which obviously leads to better racing because you have some people setting the cars up for the corners. Oh, sorry to stop. Emil just clipped a small piece of a corner, unsettled his car, and he gave up a very demanding lead to Turbo. Turbo was behind by 7/10 of a second. Now he's 1.5 tenths. Okay, so this race is just coming in alive again in the final few laps. But yeah, Emil with his low downforce. Yeah, so Emil with his low downforce setup is actually dominating this track and pulling away from Turbo. Turbo has ERS behind, but Emil, when he turns on his battery, he just pulls away from Turbo, even though Turbo has ERS behind him. But Emil's car is very unsettled now. Because of that small tap of the corner and him going sideways to the corner, I think his tire temps are not lekker now. Hmm. 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 The thing, we are on lap number 4. Turbo is 7 tenths again behind Emil. Emil's battery is completely finished now because he tried to build up that lead again, what he had to Turbo after his small mishap. But yeah, it looks like this might be Emil's track again if he can save some battery for that ERS straight down or like the back straight again. But coming back to your question about the handling model, I'm not a big fan of the way code. Like I know they fixed it obviously for the better, but we had to go through 5 iterations of handling models of the game when the game came out. So obviously in the beginning, myself and Matrix were obviously very fast. So we had high hopes of competing up front in the league because myself and Matrix were like actually on the level of Boot, Turbo, and yeah, Boot, Turbo, Raggy, and that entire crew, the meal and stuff. Like our lap times were around there. And then as they changed the handling model throughout the coming months of the game's release, obviously it came back to normal, but we aren't really fans in that regard because now it took away because we were very fast in the original game's handling model, but now this game put us back in the midfield. So it's like, yeah, okay, the cars handle better now, like we can actually race, but yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the way they handled it. Yeah. Oh, we just finished off. Turbo clinched it in the final straight by a 10th. Yeah, yeah. This is actually very straight. I think Emil could have easily won this if he didn't clip the corner on lap number 3. Because Emil was pulling away and he had like a big amount of battery. Obviously, like a large amount of battery remaining in his tank. I think it was 60 to 70%. And obviously when he clipped that corner even sideways, he lost that entire time down to like a 10th. Then he had to rebuild all of that up and use his battery down the straights again, which I think ultimately sealed his fate on the last lap with Turbo was behind him and he had like almost 3/4 of a battery left. Yeah. Yeah, that is actually very, very uncommon to see an error from these guys. But I think it's also a sign of showing how hard they are pushing now. Because, as we know, these drivers, they do want to win this championship, and Emil and Turbo are actually looking forward to this. So they are pushing each other very hard. So I think the cracks are starting to form now as well. So we're currently going into this 1-1. Yeah. Yes. So, are you trying to say that eventually we're just gonna end up racing at like Indianapolis or something? Just turn around, just racing around in ovals. Going into turn one, we started qualifying. Emil has the slight advantage. I'm not too sure on the gap difference, but I know Turbo actually likes the S's in this track. Turbo is actually very fast in the S's, so let's see if Turbo can eke back that advantage. We are at the end of the S's now. Turbo is still in second place. Emil is still holding on to like a 10th. Yeah, Emil is still holding on to like that 10th lead that he has on Turbo. Yeah. Yeah, so we are on the straight right now. Turbo has the low down for setup. Turbo has just taken the lead on this back straight. Oh, they're actually neck and neck. Yeah. I would say I would pick the straight. I would pick the straight, but I would bring the bias down to a little bit more track focus. So, like, I'll have a bit of wing, but it won't be anywhere near something like Vegas or something. Like Vegas, I sacrifice cornering for this pure straight line speed. Like, I don't care how slow I'm in the corners. This is just completely set up for the straights. Versus over here, like, I would be maybe leaning 55% straights, 45% corners. Yeah, so, yes, somewhere around there. Okay, and it's going to be 5 red lights. And it's still on. And away we go. Actually, a very good start actually by Emil. He actually ends up overtaking Turbo. In the S's, yeah. Oh, we can just see Turbo loves these S's because he's clawing back time on Emil. He is literally pushing Emil through these S's. He's 1.5 tenths behind Emil, so he's basically like touching his wing. I'm not in the party to find out, so okay, we're on the back straight. Turbo is pulling up alongside to overtake, and they're going side by side through the hairpin of the long straight. Emil maintains his lead. Yeah, Emil is just showing why he's the last of the late breakers. Going through these technical corners, now Turbo is still behind. Turbo again having traction issues on this track. Yeah. And again we are coming up to the S's. So Turbo is 4 tenths behind. Let's see how much time he makes up, okay, at the end of the S's. He has plus 417 entering the S's. He's now plus 3. Plus 2. Yeah. is insane. Yeah. Yeah. Plus 0.3. Yeah. Definitely, yeah. And the funny thing is, Turbo's battery is still 100%. He's not using the battery. Meanwhile, Emil's battery is sitting on 60%. Turbo loves Kota. No. So these tracks weren't selected by the drivers at all. These tracks were all selected by the admins. Yeah, so we all put down a poll. We put down a poll of tracks to race on. So yeah, this is Turbo's track. Okay, sorry to cut you out, but we're on the main straight. Turbo has DRS and he's actually catching up to Emil right now onto the final sector, and Turbo pulled out of that overtake. He's waiting for the final lap. Sorry about that, but yeah, Turbo's waiting for the overtake on the final lap. He's pulling out of his overtakes now because he knows he has a full battery. We're currently on lap number 3, going to enter lap number 4. There were 2 instances. Yeah, there were 2 instances where Turbo could have overtaken Emil, but he chose to back out of it. Turbo knows he has the ERS advantage. Yeah. Yeah. This might come back to bite Turbo, because coming into the final straight, Turbo had a lot of wheel spin, which basically sent him 45, like spun him around, not spun him around, but like put his car in a 45-degree angle to the track. He had to do a major correction on the main straight, on the back straight actually. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's now 4 tenths behind. He's now 4 tenths behind Emil. Yeah, now he has to use that battery, which he has actually brought back down to 3 tenths, 2.5 tenths. Okay, we're starting the final lap now. Okay, coming through the S's, Turbo is behind 2.5 tenths. Make that 1.5 tenths now in the S's. Turbo loves these S's, by the way. He's taking much more tighter lines. He's not afraid to get a penalty, it looks like, at this point. Or it looks like he hasn't gotten penalty all race. So he's using all of his like 3 lives that he gets from this game to cut corners and get up time on Emil, so he can have a nice run up to him onto the straight. Turbo's battery is on 80%, Emil's battery is on 40%. And we are entering the back straight now. DRS is 150 meters away, and now Turbo has Turbo has DRS. He's pumping his battery. We are halfway through the straight. Turbo has done the overtake. He's in front of Emil. Proceeds to take the racing line. Brilliant racing from Turbo, actually. Emil tries to fight. He tries to come back on corner exit, but he just can't. He has no battery left to fight Turbo at all. Turbo is actually pulling away. Turbo has a 4/10 of a second, 6/10, sorry, of a second now lead over Turbo coming into the long right-hander. Turbo played this race very, very smart. He pulled out of so many overtakes so he can stay behind Emil. And we are on the final straight and Turbo wins. A masterclass of racing from Turbo, actually. Yeah, which is a low down first track. Hello, Mr. Johan.
Hey, Mr. Teddy. I just want to quickly confirm. Is the settings set for official times? Because Turbo
yeah,
and
I'm just gonna change that
the
now.
Buckle has been talking about that.
Yeah. So
they're
the
not
time has
sure.
been set to official now. They set to random. It has
And
been
they
changed.
also asked Emil, is the track limit set to strict, because they felt like they maybe made a few mistakes with a few corners with corner cuts or track extensions. So we just want to confirm if the track limits set to strict as well.
Yeah, it is not strict. It's just that the time was set to random.
Right, sweet. I'll let them know. I just wanted to hear. Thanks, Teddy.
No stress. Yeah, I mean, but when you are racing, you can actually feel that because you know when you're gonna get a penalty. That's how much we've been playing this game at this point. We know when we've earned a penalty and when we haven't earned a penalty. So yeah. Yeah, definitely. Also, sometimes we don't even get the notification when we cut the corner, and then randomly we'll just get a penalty because we're like, oh, but I never cut corners though. Meanwhile, the game has been counting the number of times you went over the white line. Okay. And we just started qualifying. Now. We are in turn 1. Emil is actually in the lead. So it looks like Emil has the lowdown for setup. Yeah, Canada. So it looks like Emil has the lowdown for setup. Yeah, it's actually very cloudy, so I think the forecast might have rain coming in a bit, maybe. So I think if you're doing like a full quali, we might have had rain, but not now. To be honest with you, so in the setup, so in the game setup, okay, I have the forecast set to 100% accuracy, which means that when we look at the time in like the pit lane, it tells us, okay, rain will be coming in like the last 25% of the race. Meanwhile, like it doesn't really happen. Emil looks like he might have pulled the wrapped up. Yes, he does, by quite a margin actually, by quite a very big margin. Turbo just nicked the wall of champions as well, but yeah. So as I was saying, like I do have that setup. So according to that, we're supposed to be having 100% accuracy, but we know that's not the case. It has happened multiple times where like the game says, oh, rain halfway through the race, and the rain just ends up coming only at the last few laps or whatever. So that definitely sounds, yeah, exactly. And we are 5 red lights, and away we go. Emil, okay, quite an even start this time around. It was an even start. Going into turn 1, no drama at all. Turbo looks like he's actually pumping battery coming out of that. Yeah, he did actually pump some battery. Probably, yeah. Because Turbo made up a lot of time in the second phase of the start. Yeah, it's not. It looks like this race is not going to be over. Turbo seems to be having a lot better traction than Emil through all of the corners. Like Emil has the top speed, he has the low downforce setup, so that halfway down every straight, like Emil just pulls away. But coming out of the corners itself, Turbo seems to be driving much better. Wall of Champions. Both drivers are very, very close to Wall of Champions at the end of lap 1. It is actually very, because again, so look at this. Okay, coming out of turn 5, Turbo is making a lap time from 5.1 plus 0.515 to plus 0.45 halfway down the straight, and then after the halfway point, Emil's low downforce kicks in, and the time is back up to plus 0.5. So Turbo is getting the drive out of the corners, but Emil's downforce obviously is helping him through the straights. Definitely, yeah. Lap number 3, Turbo is again still half a second behind Emil, and it's this constant cat and mouse, which is so intriguing to watch as a spectator. It's actually very intriguing to watch. But Emil's battery is actually quite low because he has been having to use his battery on the DRS straights to keep Turbo at bay. So Emil's battery is on 6%. Yeah, just to mitigate the DRS. So Emil's battery is on 6%, Turbo's battery is on 60%. And we are starting lap number 4 now. So take what you can out of that, because I think Turbo might pull another quota out from here. Because he's constantly staying half a second behind. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Turbo just dipped out of the into the 7/10, 6/10, 6/10, 7/10. They're bumping around there for Turbo's gap behind Emil. So Emil is actually pushing very hard now. You can see it on his car. The car isn't very happy being pushed in that way. He's asking more of the car what he can give at this point in time through the corners. Definitely. Turbo just got a 2-second. Turbo just got a 2-second time penalty for cutting corners. This race belongs to Emil. Okay, Turbo just overtook Emil on the start-finish straight, and he messes up turn number 1. He gets a lot of oversteer. Emil is right beside him. Okay, Emil gives up and he just decides to follow through. He's not going to push on. He decides he's not going to fight and damage his car or spin out. Because yeah, Turbo is pushing. Turbo has his ERS into hot lap mode. He hasn't taken it off out of hot lap mode now, so he's trying to build up the time. Actually, Emil made a mistake. Emil made a mistake. He's 1.3 seconds behind. Turbo might actually pull this off. Uh, 10% to Emil, 17% to Turbo. Yeah, so they're going into Wall of Champions at 1.6 seconds gap. And they end up at 1.8. The race is over at 1.9. Race is over at 1.9 seconds. It's very close. So Emil wins. Yeah, Emil wins by 1/10. So we're going to track number. Yeah. I mean, if you look at his driver's best times, Emil's time is a 1:11.032, and Turbo's best time is a 1:11.013. 0.02 of a second separating both drivers' personal best time. Yes, we are going to Bahrain, so we're gonna have a final showdown there. Yeah, so he would have lost that because of I don't know whether he got onto the grass or something and cut the corner due to impatience or anything, but if he slowed down just a tiny bit for one particular corner, he would have had he wouldn't have had that 2-second penalty, and obviously he would have won that because Emil did make a very big mistake coming into the second chicane where he actually overshot the chicane. No. Yeah, and we start in quali now. I think Emil might take it because it looks like he has the lower downforce. Yeah. But I think it will help a lot in the final sector because those S's in the final sector going into like the back part of the track, those corners are all high speed corners. If you have low downforce, obviously you'll be faster through those corners. Versus Turbo in the first set of S's and coming to like that shoe-like corner will actually benefit a lot of the downforce and the stability of a high downforce car. And coming into the back straight here, Turbo is in the lead. Yeah, you struggle. Your car slides around way too much. Turbo gets pole. So I want to see what the gap was. I want to see what the times are. But to me, they look very, very close. Like maybe 1, 2, maybe even 3 tenths. Actually, okay, yeah, it was 4 tenths. Actually, the difference between them. At all, no. Yeah. Do you think we're gonna see some sort of like gladiator style fighting between these two, like how we saw between Max and Leclerc in 2022? Definitely, yeah. And we 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and away we go. An average stop between both drivers. Actually, Emil is going to take the lead into turn 1, looks like it. No, they're going side by side to turn 1, turn 2. Emil, are you going to pump your battery down the street? Yes, you are. Both drivers are pumping battery. Emil is catching up to Turbo. Yeah. Emil goes around the outside of turn 3. He gets pushed wide by Turbo, but actually gets given just enough room, but he does get pushed out wide. And he has to follow through these S's. Straight out of the gate, these drivers are giving us something very entertaining to watch. Both drivers' ERS levels are roughly around the same. 70% to Emil, 80% to Turbo. And we are now doing the dance down the straight where Turbo is trying to break DRS. Emil is behind. Emil is pulling a Charles Leclerc. He's turning off his ERS and leaving on medium sometimes because he doesn't want to overtake Turbo just yet. I think he learned his lesson from Kota, where it's not nice to be the leading driver. Yeah, you enjoy the racing. Yeah, Emil is just vibing in the back, letting Turbo use his ERS to stay up front. Turbo has made a very small error on the second set of S's. He just stays in front of Emil by a tenth, literally a tenth is separating these two drivers right now. Yes. Emil's ERS is literally sitting on 90%. Emil is going down the start finish straight with no ERS. Yeah, and he's half accelerated. Towards the end of the straight, he was half accelerating out. Turbo gets a tank slapper coming out of turn number 1, and Emil goes past, and he overtakes him, and he still gets the ERS on the second straight as well. So, yeah. Lap number 3, Emil is not in the position he plans to be in, but here he is leading this race. Driving around with no ERS. Basically, he's inviting Turbo to overtake him anywhere. A small love tap by Turbo to Emil as they come to the braking zone of turn 1 with the ERS on. Turbo didn't go into 8th gear, which is something to remember. Emil just wants Turbo to go by. He came off the accelerator towards the end of the straight to just let Turbo by because he knows what he wants to do at the end of the next lap. We're currently on lap number 4, by the way. A very intelligent driving by Emil. Coming off the accelerator halfway through the straight so Turbo can overtake him. Yes. Yeah, definitely, yeah. So, if Emil wants to be smart about this, he will use the ERS on the start finish rate to get right up on Turbo's gearbox. I use the second straight to actually overtake him. And we are starting this. Same. We're starting the second straight, and now Emil is pumping his battery. Turbo is also pumping his battery. Yeah, so he's right on Turbo's gearbox on turn number 1. Turbo has no battery left, he's on 5%, Emil is on 25. And he goes for the dive bomb on the inside, Turbo's on the outside. They give each other just enough room to race with. Turbo's on 9%, 10%, Emil is on 30% battery. So this is a fight on the final lap. Yeah, Emil just goes for the dive bomb after the S's and he overtakes Turbo. The overtake has been done. Now he's just defending for Emil. Turbo is going for the attack on the shoe corner, coming up to the third DRS zone. Turbo struggles for grip as he just his finger down on the R2 button. Both drivers have absolutely no ERS. They've been very careful not to spin each other out and giving each other enough room. Emil is still in the lead. Turbo is hot on his heels. Both drivers have the same level of ERS on 11%. Turbo goes for a dive bomb on the second to last corner, pushes Emil out wide. Emil comes back. Both drivers are neck and neck. Literally, the gaming timing screen is basically just saying 000. Emil is on the outside on the final corner. Turbo just gives him just enough room. Both drivers have 0 ERS. Turbo just clinches the win, plus 0.017 seconds. What a final lap. Turbo, yeah. Plus 0.019 seconds to Turbo. Definitely, yeah, so Turbo is our champion. Yeah, let me message him to tell him to join. I'm just gonna drag them across here. Hello, lovely
Yo,
people.
what's up?
First of all, Turbo, what was that dive bomb?
Yeah, that dive bomb was wild.
After that third ERS zone, Emil had the lead. I told Emil as well. I was like, you know what? I think Immigrant Emil has this now.
No, I was
And then
expecting
Turbo
lost
comes
from
to
him.
Turbo comes to the mother of dive bombs, and Emil, when you pushed out wide in the final corner.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Hello, James. How's it?
Lekker
What's
man.
up?
You guys drove amazingly last night. I just want to hear from both of you. Are you happy with that final few corners? Are
Yeah.
there any
Are we happy with
reports
the
or
last
Yeah.
are you
corner?
guys happy with the
Especially the
outcome?
last corner.
Well, that's up to you guys. I don't know. I think you guys should just decide if you're happy with it or not. We were both happy
Yeah.
with Suzuka, and you guys decided that wasn't good, so you guys have to decide.
Yeah,
I-
it did look like there was dive bombs. I don't you guys want
To me, I
leave it at
personally
also
feel
fine.
that last corner shouldn't be is a racing incident to me, because there was just enough room from Turbo's side, or he gave Emil just enough room to drive. So obviously, yeah.
Yeah, we just want to be fair to both. So if you do feel there needs to be investigated, we will. But if you guys are happy with the outcome, we're happy as well.
I don't mind. I shouldn't even be in the final, so I really don't care.
I gotta just say to you guys, flipping well done. Excellent
Yeah,
racing.
no,
Thanks,
you
Byron.
gave us a thrilling, and even Turbo. We Boot and myself said in the stream that Emil has the advantage in Canada as he's very fast there, and yeah, you also just showed up.
Yeah,
Unfortunate
Emil, you
penalty, but-
nearly cocked it up on that last lap. Yeah.
Yeah, because he braked so early. Like, I was not expecting that.
Oh,
but
shucks, that was close.
thrilling. Last
Yeah,
week
that
should
was
have
good.
been the final, and I'm happy we saw you guys in the final again. It was entertaining from start to finish.
I think
Yeah.
4 out of
Look,
5 races.
my personal opinion on I heard you guys talking a bit about the bumping and that. My personal opinion is that it was hard racing. Yeah, it got a bit bumpy and stuff like that, but I think you guys raced hard. That's the way I'd see it. I mean, it's yeah. Couldn't see it from
Turbo,
the
are you
onboard
here?
cameras, but
Yeah, I'm happy. I
Turbo.
don't-
Dead quiet.
it was good. I think Turbo may be talking to his stream, but yeah, that was. I'm off to bed, but well done, gents. That was. I was happy that I was part of watching that. I was actually hoping you guys didn't go to the last race, so we could jump in and race with you guys.
I just listened on Turbo's stream. He's busy talking to his audience. He's muted on the Discord or something like that. He's just busy talking to his audience now.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I have to go now, but I'm happy you don't have to investigate, so...
Alright, cheers, dude.
But
Yeah.
congrats
that was
then
really
to congrats
That's
then to
amazing
Terry
race.
for taking the bronze medal, and then to Emil Klaassen for that silver medal. Then you guys
Yeah.
did very well, really.
Yeah, cheers, Teddy.
Teddy, why you always got to get the brown one? What's up with you?
I'm representing my kind.
I'm impressed with Teddy, to be honest. He got far.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially if he's
No, well
racing
done, gents.
Spa. He really gave him a run for his money in Spa from Kusham. That was really something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Emil, I'm gonna skop jou gat in the F2, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be equal. I'm gonna be starting last.
Fucking spastic.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've driven the F2 cars yet, Emil, but you have to brake very early in them. Because you can
Yes.
only choose presets, so you can't change brake bias.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I have
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
admit it.
You literally take the setup that is given for you for the track. So whether it's the balance, increased downforce, or whatever, you take the setup that's given to you and you go with it, and everyone drives the same setup.
Yeah, so, yeah, but we'll see you next week then.
Yes.
Alright, cheers.
I'm curious to
everyone.
watch that. But Emil, brilliant racing tonight. I really enjoyed watching that, and he's gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
was
you just
really
need to
some
wait to Turbo
brilliant
to
racing,
address
man.
his audience and then, yeah.
Insane.
We can have a quick chat to Turbo there. I predicted Turbo to win. Very narrowly, I said race 5 is gonna happen again. I got it right. Yeah, Boot actually said Argus Buckle's gonna win. So, yeah, but it was thrilling.
My money on Turbo all the way.